Yeah, unfortunate there. If you
should
guys subscribe, we'll maybe consider showing you the after party at this wonderful event.
Oh, it's going to get
We're
wild.
going to be in the backyard. That's about all I know.
We're going to play checkers.
We're gonna
get 2 pizzas.
Oh, well, we're still inviting those the friends of Grant's over, though, right?
Grant's friends?
Yeah.
What friends?
I don't know. He said they were really pricey, but they were a good time.
All right.
Oh. Wow, that sounds fun.
All right, I'm excited.
Only
Grant
really
is a man of
high-grade stuff, huh?
Good taste.
Yeah.
Luxury.
He drinks his wine with his pinky raised, as he should.
Pinky.
All right, let's see. Coming out of the gate here, Wisp is going to get picked up. So notable bans on some of the prominent heroes we've already seen. Dazzle, Coddle could be taken off the table. Magnus.
Who's the favorite on paper coming into this one? Draft aside, Vega versus Heavy. Is Vega favored here?
I would imagine so, right?
You would hope so, but...
I think they'll be more polished for sure.
Okay.
It's kind of just the meta right now. It feels very draft focused, and there's just so many ways to lose games now with like bad draft, bad lane, bad items, bad timings, whatever. I think it's just going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes.
Okay, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I think that's kind of true. That there's a saying: to be good, focus on not making mistakes. To be great, you got to make plays. And the only time you really got to worry about that is if you're playing up against teams like Liquid. Until then, just try to not be bad. Don't worry about getting good.
You love Liquid. Keep setting them as the example.
Well,
Do you think they're the best team right now?
Definitely, definitely.
The OG change-up?
Well, it's like NASCAR, right? So there's pit stops, any sort of racing. The same with F1. You go into pit and you come out, you're going to be running better. You're going to go faster. You don't need gas. Your tires are fresh, whatever.
Okay.
Right now, that's Liquid. They just took a vacation. They're chill. They're hungry. They love the patch. They love Dota. You look at the OGs. Not even the OG better. They're not even at Lance. VP, NIP,
okay,
LGD, EG. All these guys, like, they didn't take a break. They played TI, then qualifiers 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
they're
but then
dying.
They get to the final lap, though, and then OG comes around them and takes
and
the
now
finish.
but that's the thing, like the other races started immediately. Like there is no finish line, all right? Just like life. You might achieve a goal, you got to go for the next.
Yeah, but that big race was a huge millions of dollar event. Now we're back to the dirt course of this event. This is like a destruction derby little
That's true.
happening right now. So, I mean, yeah, it's great. Well, we'll see though. This is the start. I know it's the back end of 2018, but this may be a foreshadowing of at least the EU-CIS region and what's to come.
Yeah,
so I don't think there's going to be too many serious patch adjustments, right? I'm sure when Ice Rock makes a change like this one, he's like, this has got to stand the test of time at least for 2 majors.
That's
then
an
I'll
interesting
change
thought, right? Like, how long are we going to be riding this patch out, given how long the last one lasts? Like, is this our next TI patch?
I'm already kind of sick of the patch in a sense. Like, I feel like things needed to be nerfed harder. Like, the moment PA came out, it should have been. There were things that were known. Like, I don't know how Blur is as good as it is. Like, how does this guy, like, doesn't reveal until 600 units? Like, that's insane. That's like Night Stalker limited you to this. And that's, it's just ridiculous. Never mind. I like the Undying pick.
Wow. Yeah, Undying, Tusk.
Do the zombies do more physical damage when Tusk is tag teaming? I'll bet they do.
Ooh.
That's pretty
Now that's something.
Fire right there. That's hot.
It's lit, dude.
Remind me a bit about tag team. Just because I've
it's
had a lighter share of Tusk 7.20 I've witnessed here.
So it is another very balanced ability
that
the Frog decided to give like bonuses to. Okay. So when you pop it and you attack someone, you slow them for 75% for like a quarter of a second. But you're also doing 25 to 100 bonus damage, up by 25 per level for 5 seconds.
Okay. Wow.
The mana cost doesn't scale.
So wait, how do the zombies do more damage? It amplifies all incoming damage?
All units.
Okay.
In the radius.
Wow.
Do the bonus damage.
Okay. All right, then it sounds like in theory it should work with the
and a Bane into Undying, like this is just not good. Like the Undying at the moment is so strong. PL's banned, Deuce's banned, Gyro they don't care about because they have a Morphling. I don't know, happy guys.
I think they were just looking for somebody that can try to set up Wisp ganks. You know, because now you've got Sand King Bane that can play the initiator role, so you've got some relocate options. Like, they needed a support that had some kind of lockdown here.
And without Gyro ban, I mean, is there any reason they don't consider going for it? I mean, it seems like the obvious choice now, and Vega are just going to be prepared for it if it's something coming their way.
I would have picked the Lina, but no one picks Lina anymore.
It's true. I haven't seen much Lina at all.
And she was the kind of the go-to available options for mid lane when you wanted to get a win. At least.
She's one of those, like, we have 9th pick. We've got to grab a mid laner here who's pretty well-rounded, pretty bursty, somewhat versatile. Wins a lot of matchups.
And it would be good, obviously, against the Undying Tombstone, the extra range, firepower there. Works good. Just heroes with distance might be nice against Vega's lineup. And I don't think Windrunner is much of a hero anymore.
Huh.
If you, what's the best rock band of all time? I'll just go with that.
Best
Dakota.
rock band.
What's the band that your kid is going to be listening to for sure? Just
first thing that came to mind is probably Queen.
I was thinking the same thing.
I think Queen's a classic.
Yeah.
And it's like they should experience some of it. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. It depends how more heavy metal you want to go from there. And then Iron Maiden, another classic.
I don't know. I think
Metallica.
hasn't aged as well. I think some Zeppelin, though. Like, you know, the first time
Megadeth,
I
if you
discovered
really wanna go up
Zeppelin.
there.
10 seconds remaining.
I like more of the reggae infused stuff,
Like
like more synth,
5
like
seconds.
more synth.
Police, Pink Floyd.
Wait, rock? Oh, rock bands like
Mm.
like
General. Yeah.
alternative
I don't
rock
like
bands.
that. I'm not into the yelling.
Rush. What, like Phil Collins?
Phil Collins is great.
Phil
Dire
Collins.
team
I mean, they were stepping away from rock a bit here, but I get what you mean.
Puck, huh?
Mm.
I don't know about it. I don't know.
Control lockdown. It's a response pick to the Centaur, who typically has a great disengage for the game.
It's true.
Campaigning out from trouble, so Puck's like, nah, don't go anywhere.
It's just one of those things. I look at these heroes, right, and they just don't do more damage as the game
10
progresses.
seconds
You know,
remaining.
like you
Yeah.
can't buy items to make you do more damage.
Yeah, this
and
is
that's
all
a
on the
concern.
shoulders of whoever this fifth pick is, for
Yep.
sure. But
It gives you some nice, like, mid-game teamfight options. Against Morphling, you've got the Dream Coil, a Silence, but they're just going to get outscaled.
Oh,
the follow-up, they'll have
Like, how do you siege? How does Happy Guys try to push high ground? You have nobody that hits towers.
Yeah.
you don't.
Curious what the end-all be-all fifth pick here. Wisp candidate that can also carry the game for them.
Yeah, I think-
Siege.
I think you want it to be an illusion core, but that's just not great synergy. You can't anti-mage. I don't think you could Slark, but that's rough. I don't know about that. Maybe you Drow. It's a pretty good Drow game actually. I think they'll Drow.
Yeah, that's something.
It's really good against Undying, Tusk, and Morph, in my opinion. Morph
Radiant
specifically.
team ban.
Luna's probably a solid band too. I like that.
It's at least something up-tempo that can...
Dude, Luna also uses Ags from Wisp like as nobody's business.
That's
Your ult does so much damage.
Mm.
I don't know if there is a better, like, position one with a Aghanims that's as game-changing as that, like to partner with a Wisp.
Mm. Especially because you can place it
10
on
seconds
someone,
remaining.
right?
Yeah.
When you're playing with a Sand King or a Puck, like you just tether the Luna like over here,
5
hitting the
seconds
tower.
remaining.
You pop your ult on the Puck in the trees. He just blinks in.
Yep.
What do you do now?
And it happens so fast because it increases how quickly the beams come out. It's really
Yeah.
hard to react to. Even just putting it in the ground, like, it's hard to run out of quickly.
You place it on the ground?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
You can put it on people in
The target location for the Eclipse?
for Luna's ult.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Unless it got changed. You used to be able to put it on the ground.
All right. I trust you.
Yeah, I'm not playing a whole lot of Ags Luna or Wisp Luna. For
I
that
fought it a
matter.
couple times, but I'm like
Radiant
90%
team
sure.
pick.
TA goes down. Possible option for the mid lane to snowball. And the end-all be-all
It's a Drow.
is a Drow. Good call.
Good call, yeah.
So a high tempo speed and some way to be able to siege, but kind of puts a timer on the lineup for Happy Guys. I mean, the late game at the moment for Vega is the Morph, so I'm curious what they're going to get to kind of slow the roll of Happy Guys or jump the gap.
They could just go like Spectre or something, but once it's a Puck, that's one of the few heroes I don't really like Morph against
10
mid because he offers so much magical burst that you can just die. You
Yeah.
can't outlast it like you
5
typically
seconds
do.
remaining.
So I think you want a mid here. Not sure what though.
Good against Puck, but yeah, could also maybe offer options to be able to get on the Drow.
Confirmed you can't put it on the ground.
Cannot or can?
You can.
You can.
Can put it on the ground.
I was just going to say DK. I could have looked
I
cool.
like it. Yeah.
Could have looked cool, but
It's
that's
good.
held it back.
Tanky front line they've got for Vega.
They do. They have a lot of big, beefy boys over here on the side of Vega.
It's like all ranged versus all melee.
I like the Puck if this guy can ball out. because when you have Drow Aura, that really makes your puck like an actual hero.
Yeah.
Without it, it feels like if you don't snowball, you have like this 2-death timer, where if you die twice, the game ends. It's a lot like Quap. You give it a Drow Aura, and all of a sudden, you're just going to be the strongest hero on map for some time. I like the DK, though. That's your typical counter if TA is out of the pool, because it's just a point stun. You find him, you kill him.
Yeah. Get blink later, jump in.
Got really good heroes for jumping onto the Drow Ranger, like Tusk Snowball,
Yep.
great
10
initiation.
seconds remaining.
I'm a bit fearful. They don't have that sustained DPS, right? You don't have any way to guarantee find extra kills if you aren't allowing the puck and Drow to get auto attacks off. And as you just said, like you can get on top of Drow so easily.
Do got to be careful with those options, like the snowball, for example. If she's able to force staff away from an incoming team snowball, then you have an easier setup for like Boogie and the coil and everything that Happy Guys has to offer. So can be a bit volatile with some of their options, and the team fight of Happy Guys does need to be respected when you make those approaches to go for Drow.
I think it's a harder game for Happy Guys. I don't think it's like a clear out, like super out draft for Vega, but I think if Happy Guys win this, it's going to take some good rotations, good smokes, like a lot of finesse in their play to pull it off.
I love the word finesse, because it's one of those. It's like the F word, right? Where it can be so many different elements of the sentence. You know, because finesse is a noun, but you can also finesse someone.
Yeah.
Or you can drop some finesse. Like that was a.
I got you.
It can't be an adjective, actually, can it?
I don't think so.
That was a really finessable juke.
That was.
I don't know.
He had like he just had some finesse on it.
Yeah.
Be about it.
That's cool.
Let's take a look here.
Are you looking it up? Finesse some way to find out the answer here. All right. Well, we're going to be hopping into action here. We have an early pause, but the first time we'll be seeing Vega at this event should be an exciting one.
I hate
New Kezu
pauses
squad.
at the start of a game, Dakota.
You thought you'd think that the pauses at the start would have been a lot less now that they implemented the strategy time, but it seems like it's still not good enough.
I don't think there's any adjectives for it. It's just a verb or a noun.
Finesse.
Finessely.
The finessely quick.
Speaking of terrible companies, Nestle. Don't
Yeah.
buy Nestle products.
Ooh, don't buy Nestle stock either. Bad news.
Why did you do that? Or
No,
something?
I don't think it's doing very well.
Oh, well, that's why. Why do you know that?
You don't have stocks, dude? What are you
I don't follow the stock market regularly. You know.
slaying it today, boys.
Oh.
Well, this is exciting. I'm actually with
loving
you,
it.
Kyle. I hate opening game pauses like this. I think it completely ruins the flow of like, okay, they just pick something, and you've got a minute or two to decide where you're going to put your heroes and how you're going to react.
Let's just ditch Dota then. Let's talk about something else. What's your favorite word? How about that? What's the best word? And why is it the bird?
It's, I don't know, girthy.
Girthy.
Garthy's a good one.
One of the guys, I used to play lacrosse, and the guys on the bus were a bunch of goons. And this one guy used to say, you know, he didn't, his package wasn't all that impressive, but he would yell, but I have girth!
You have girth.
That was his thing.
Girth.
All right.
They also,
Was he a big boy?
he was wide. Yeah.
Alright.
He was
He was stocky.
I guess that's girthy.
Not
right
small.
Had
there.
one of those
Not
rare
small.
rectangular faces. You know?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. There was one kid in my high school that had the classic. They called him the blockhead.
The
His
block
nickname was
Jeez.
Mandible because of how big his chin was.
looked like a Minecraft character.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty.
They had some really cool plays, like on D. They would either use, I think 10 inches soft was like the base package. So it'd just be a bunch of dudes like yelling it on defense, and the refs are just like, what the hell's going on? And then Oprah, that was press, I think. Because
Yeah.
like Oprah was like a hard-hitting interviewer, so if you
Oh,
called
yeah.
Oprah, like you get up all in the business.
This was all lacrosse stuff?
Yeah.
I never played lacrosse. My school didn't have lacrosse.
Yeah,
I've
neither
never
did I.
seen a lacrosse game. I don't know. I know it's like a stick and ball, and you throw it around, and you get in the goal.
It's like the
It's like hockey, but they're not putting it on the ground. They're putting it in
Yeah.
the air and throwing it around.
Yeah.
hockey's like the, you know, you think like just the like not the lads, but just like it's like an old school game, right? You're gonna
Yeah.
lose teeth, you get in fights, and that's just okay. It's
Yeah.
like it's a very nice game. Lacrosse is just for preppy douchebags.
So lacrosse
30
is
seconds
confirmed
to battle.
upside down hockey, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Instead of like, you know, toughness, it's a bunch of dude. They're the kind of dudes that would wear socks. And
They go to
sandals.
yachts and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
Gregor, lacrosse.
Like they go to the Derby or whatever in their
Derby.
polo
The
shirts and
Derby.
the shorts.
The Kentucky Derby this weekend.
Yeah,
Gregor, hand me my caviar.
Yeah, I'm
that's
with you on
another thing
that.
I'm never doing. I'm never going to horse race.
Horse races
sit
are
out in the heat.
depressing,
Battle
dude.
begins.
Horse
Everybody
racing
losing
is
money.
bad news bears. I
Why
don't
is
know why
that?
anybody likes it. What do you think they do with the horses after they're done running fast?
What do you mean? It's
They just
no one
shoot
need-
'em.
No, they don't.
Well,
you
they
know what
shoot
it's
some
called,
of 'em.
like to put a horse out to stud? That means that you race until you're like 2 or 3, and then you spend the rest of your life just eating fine foods and just macking the ladies.
Limping around
That's
the
it.
pasture, just
So
like,
just
oh,
like
I got
Limping.
arthritis already.
So just like an Olympian in a way. Like after they
Yes.
get the big swim meet, they just kind of eat goods and live the life, right?
I guess so, yeah.
All right, well, good for the horses, I guess.
Being a
But
swimmer
we're probably
is
wrong.
tough. Other sports, if you play soccer or football, you can
Dude.
become a coach or do things. Coaching swimming is got to be one of the most boring jobs ever. I've
Why?
never met a swimmer that enjoys coaching.
I
that
mean,
shit.
Mott was a swimming
And he-
coach, right? Did he
and he hated it. Why do
Yeah,
you
I
think
was
he got
gonna
into
say.
esports and
I
now he
mean-
does IT support?
Yeah. I mean, just to go to your point.
You're just watching kids in the pool swim individually. Like, all right, Timmy, you got to move your hands a little faster. It's like coaching runners. Who wants to coach runners? It's not a game.
It's a race.
You guys are you just love esports so much. You're gonna just dump on athletics.
I'm just dumping on
You just-
swimming.
You just
That's
can't
the only one.
swim or run fast, Jory. That's all.
I'm an okay swimmer.
I don't like lacrosse because I never had any money. You know, it's different.
That was why I never played hockey. You got to buy so many pads. It's like the expensive sport.
It's true. Literally pay to win.
It looked like fun, but my parents wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, just like being in band. You couldn't afford the instrument. Like, well, sorry,
That's
you're
true.
going to play the little recorder.
How do you feel about ballet, Dakota? Are you a ballet guy?
I did ballet for 12 years.
I just saw the Nutcracker, and I didn't realize that they don't talk in that one. All they do is
No,
dance.
It's a ballet.
It's just a ballet.
It's like opera's only like singing, right?
Well,
makes-
they act a little.
It's just like an interpretive play dance. you know?
Zory's parents didn't pay for him to go to the shows either.
Well, I knew it was a ballet, but I thought there was some dialogue in between the dancing. But
Nah.
no, the Rat King just shows up, and then they kill him, and that's it. He didn't even say what his name
Whoa, spoilers.
was. Well,
Oh, Stun's out right now. We're looking at a possible opportunity to look to go for first blood onto Mr. Cinderwind. Can he make his way out? He's dug through the trees. He's going to be fine. Still has
Why
a
is
brain
this-
sap, turnaround, orb forward, no hard commitment.
Why is Puck
Just
in a
some
side
trades.
lane?
it's a mid-drow against the DK.
I'm selling that. I don't know about that one.
I mean, do you think the Drow just doesn't fare well at all, or the
it-
Puck just fares better?
It's not a better matchup. I'd say it's like not a great matchup for Puck, right? But it's the same or worse for Drow. And you need levels on your Puck. You're going to snowball. He's going to kill the Morphling. How are you going to, what's Drow going to do with some bonus levels?
It may have been something between the players and what they wanted to do for the laning setup, but
I think
Kyle,
they're
do you
trying to
think
get too
is there
fancy.
any logic behind like the new Drow ultimate, just getting her to 6 as quickly as possible so she power farms? Is that like not even a break point? That's the only thing I can think of why you would want to give her solo XP.
Yes, but if you go jungle, DK just takes your tower. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have the luxury of playing the game that way, especially as a mid hero. You want to apply pressure.
Right.
If my mid hero is just running around the jungle, but he's saying no worries, guys, I'm getting a farm, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, I hear you. Because underleveled Puck is definitely no bueno.
And it's miserable.
And it's a proper dual lane up here. I guess the upside is that this Tusk Centaur are not really bullying the way you like. That's a bully lane right there. You know, that's some serious kill
Did
power.
you get bullied in high school? I got bullied. It
Yeah.
sucked.
A little bit. I was like I had long hair and I skateboarded, so there were a lot of people that were kind of afraid of me for no reason other than I had long hair.
No
and
reason. You wear a lot of black.
I was just
hoodies.
grumpy. You know, I was like angsty kid. But I also played World of Warcraft and video games, so I was
Oh.
like that weird, scary, nerdy kid that people didn't know how to process.
If you're watching Dota now and
So-
you're somewhat older, I guess we're bullied. I mean, gaming
Yeah.
wasn't exactly hip.
But
It's so
I think
annoying.
people were afraid to bully me. They saw me as that, like, you don't want to mess with that kid. You don't know what's going to happen.
gonna
you know, like, I think people were afraid of me.
burn down the school. Get away from him.
Well, seriously, like, it was just nerdy goth kid. How do you process that?
No, it's so annoying because my littlest brother, right? He's
My
a
Little
junior,
Pony?
and it's like cool. His friends will come over, they'll just play video games, and everyone memes, and I just don't understand. It's a completely different culture.
It's like nerd culture is actually just regular culture.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
nerd culture as we knew it.
It went from if someone said meme out loud, you'd cringe a little bit, like, ugh, like, what are you doing? You don't, like, stop. And now everyone does it. And it's just mainstream.
They have been trying to get this freaking tusk and
They
down,
got
down
it.
hit. Got it. All
Look
right.
at the centaur, too? No.
No, but long trade for that.
Well, I'm a bit concerned. Morph is just free farming hard.
Yeah, he is. 31-7, and he has extra money to tip around.
I mean, everybody I know with kids that are like 5 or like between 5 and 10, and their obsession with Fortnite is actually just absurd. Like,
I know kids who like want to be streamers and YouTube people today. It's kind of
I have mixed feelings about it. You know, a part of me is just like, that's awesome. Like esports and video games are actually like, man, this next generation is going to adopt it in a way that is just beyond what we experienced as kids with the stereotypes of being, basement gamers.
Oh, moves from Madara here, but he's
I'm
just
scared
warming
for
up.
society, personally.
What do you think is the right age to give a kid a cell phone? If you had a kid right now, Kyle, what age are you thinking that little guy should have a...
First off, I'm just not having kids.
Or girl.
Second.
Or girl, yeah.
The concern I would have is just, like, you already probably experienced this. I'm sure, like, even the viewers, right? It's so much harder to stay focused. I think everyone's, like, getting ADHD from screens, computers, because you have this immediate access to dopamine, right? You can look at Reddit and just scroll through a whole bunch of different stuff. It's so easy to keep yourself entertained, but it's empty. You don't remember any of it.
Yeah. Oh,
Push back, but she's still stuck between a rock and a hard pace here. There is rotations coming in,
They're gonna turn it,
reinforcements,
dude.
and they are going to turn it around. With the company coming in, they're going to be fine. Valiant TP, successful.
Oh, wow.
That was really close. Well, that's a nice win for the Radiant, though.
It is. Top lane, meanwhile, Stormer, muscling back Kezu, but no fall through there. But I'm essentially with you, Kyle, because the thing with all those social media platforms as well is that you're always seeing the best of people.
Yeah, exactly.
You're always seeing the best of people. So you are comparing your life to theirs, and you're thinking everyone's always great and happy all the time, and so you really feel down when you have your own downs. But everyone has downs.
Everyone's got social.
Everyone, not that kind of. You know what ups and downs, and downs, people. You know what I mean.
I think Bo Burnham, in part of his new special, he goes on a monologue about this, and I agree with it. Is that this new generation? Social media has turned us all not just into the performers, but like the audience as well. There used to be a separation, whereas like you don't need to talk to anyone or call them because you can just keep updates on their life by looking at what they post. So you feel like you're in touch with people, but you aren't.
All right,
so everyone's
this is getting
lonely.
extremely philosophical for EUCIS Dota. We got to get it back into the snowball coil action at the top lane right now and figure out what's going on.
Coil.
What's going on?
And it doesn't snap.
We got to find out what's going on in their heads, not today's kids' heads, I guess. Though it is a fascinating topic, and
Right
we should have a
now-
podcast about it.
Right now, Kezu's thinking, why do they pick
But no one watches the podcast. You sucker them in thinking that they're there to watch Dota, okay? And you hit them with a podcast.
Now I have to think about my life.
Bet you didn't expect to learn about yourself today. What's going on? I'm still not getting this off-lane puck, though. This like side lane under-leveled, it feels like he doesn't do that much damage. Even right now.
Yeah.
He gets the kill.
At this point, the puck's great. You got treads, you got a null, you're owning the lane. No one can kill you. Centaur doesn't actually threaten you ever.
It's unfamiliar to Vega, I suppose, and they get advantage. The advantage based on that.
Yeah, if they can keep snowballing, they're gonna be real happy with how this
And
game
here we
goes.
go. Illidan just unloading here, gets that first takedown.
A little scary.
And, just happy guys kind of pressing their advantage. They're warmed up. They just got off a series. They're taking it to Vega.
Yeah. Haven't talked about this Morphling at all, but
we
he's
didn't.
farming pretty well.
Dude, DK is actually dumpstering middle. Holy crap. I did not realize it was that much of a disparity.
55-22 on the DK.
Yeah. This DK, you're getting in a scenario where there really isn't any magical damage on the side of Happy Guys. So if they don't snowball, this DK just becomes nigh unkillable, especially once he hits 20.
Coil out. As they
Don't
try to
break-
lock
you
down
never
the
break
big
the
man.
coil.
Snaps it. Guess he figured there were really no other options to work with.
It does so much
Meanwhile,
damage, though.
Simultaneous takedown here as Boogie gets the finish. Last hit. 2 taken down.
Boogie is
6-1.
finished.
They are
He is
erupting.
finished, yeah. Dude, the Finnish Dota scene and the players are erupting right now. Their stock is at an all-time high.
See, that the Nordic countries had an advantage because it was socially acceptable to be super gamers way before anyone else in the West.
Yeah, but what
because
about
it's
China,
so cold.
Is under attack.
Well, no, you
China,
can't leave your
Korea.
house for 8 months. It's snowing.
That's true. You don't see the sun because you
Literally.
can't. Yeah, we don't see the sun by choice. They go outside and they're like, there's still no sun.
No, I had to start taking vitamin D, I realized, because I was feeling really bad in Hamburg.
I think
And
most
I-
gamers could benefit
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
Germany and Sweden, like, there's no sunlight. What do you do?
All right.
Yeah, it's true. You don't have the parents can't just be like, well, you got to get outside and do something. I'm like, what, Dad?
Yeah, I'll get frostbite.
It's -15.
Radiant's
Oh,
middle
wow, that
tower
was
is
okay.
under attack.
Well, it was a nice try.
Dire's top
They're
tower.
going to get some
Back.
more here. DK makes it to the high ground, but Wisp giving some vision. He'll head out.
Don't do this. I'm hiding. Yeah, you're done for.
See ya. Cindy going to get one.
7-1. Brazil, some may say.
Fill it in. I don't know if he's going to make it out alive, though. The Morphlings made the rotation. There's the Wisp, and he's going to heal up his friend. Now the
Fairy
snowball
fire.
forward. Will connect on Illidan. The
Oh
shards to
my.
block him out. Still getting healed up pretty well, though.
It's taking so much time, but they finally get it.
Stampede.
Puck's in.
Turn back the other way. They want this Morphling. Not going to be able to find it. And they're going to get Cinder in as well.
What was Syndrome doing there?
Felt like they Happy Guys were still feeling like they could salvage something out of that. It looked good, like an opportunity to maybe snipe down Madar's Morph, but obviously just causes a little more bleeding for them. And while it is a nice 7-3, the advantage is pretty much broken back even at this point.
Yep. One of those classic games where HG is getting more kills, but Vega is doing a better job farming the map.
Yep.
Better economy. Stormer leading the charge.
They're watching the stock market, if you will.
Structures are
Oh,
fortified.
yeah, I brought it back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's always nice when a cast goes full circle.
Yeah.
This
What
is
should
the
you? What should you
time to buy
invest in?
Blizzard stock. Blizzard's been tanking. The whole market's been down, so
Yeah,
it's a
I'm
good
sure,
time to
I'm
buy.
sure that mobile Diablo game is really going to reinvent the wheel there.
Dude, I don't know. Everyone said the same thing about mobile PUBG, and that's still one of the hottest mobile games that people are playing.
In
It's
Southeast Asia,
a
probably.
brilliant move from Tencent. Like, globally speaking, it's still one of the most
Yeah,
popular
global.
mobile
yeah,
games.
mobile games are extremely popular overseas.
Yeah,
Well, it's just 'cause
Southeast Asia and
everybody,
China.
everybody's got a phone. LAN cultures or a LAN center culture kind of dying. out.
Whoa! All right. The move in. Snipe one. Looking to get the second with the coil setup and the brain sap. It should be all but secured, and they're going to be able to get it. Dive onto the low ground. They're going to finish off the Wisp. As some return fire. Buyback coming out from the Tusk. Committing to the high ground now. Snowballing off forward. Long shards. Not finding the mark. Turn around sleep. Consider it. Somehow make it away from the boogeyman here. He's trying to. And it looks like they are not going to go much further.
Dire's bottom
So,
tower is under
alright.
attack.
And they're still split pushing in the meantime on the side of Happy Guys. Sand King just farming it up. Puck's off to a great start. You're going to have a blink soon. Yeah, it has a blink on the Puck, actually. That's a real big threat on the Morph now. I think you might even go Dig on next.
So what do you do with this? Now you have
Dagon
lots
Puck.
of
Yeah.
ways to set up fights and take skirmishes. Is it doing that as early as possible and then trying to finish off tier 2s and keep that game timer going in your favor if you're Happy Guys? Just take fights now, essentially?
It's tough. You want to farm and look to connect. It's very difficult to fight into DK on Dying Tusk. You overextend one time at a choke point, you're all just going to die.
Are scanning.
It's tough. It's a game where both teams are just going to accelerate farm and sort of see what happens organically around the map.
I think it's like pick off Dota for HG. Like, they have to be playing around like grip plus relocate or the puck ult plus relocate. Like, they need to find pickoffs with all of these big ultimates to open up the map a little bit. Because I think you're right. They
Dire's
can't just
bottom
run
tower
into them
is under
5v5
attack.
with smokes and
Yeah.
expect that to...
Can't. No, they are going to run into him. Smoke approach, which is going to get spotted out. Thinking about pursuing here. Stormer at least wants to soften him up a bit. But yeah, you can't just sit around idly farming and letting Vega get to the late game, but you also can't just run into them head on. So it's going to be on Happy Guys to kind of find their opportunities here. And they are approaching it. They're trying to get into Vega territory here. Maybe just to
Dire's
get some
middle
wards
tower
down and
is
some
under
extra
attack.
intel, but
How's the Morphling itemizing?
looks like
Manta.
Manta.
Manta Rush is the right choice. He's against 2 silences, but not many stuns.
True that.
Dire's structures
What's the
are
your
fortified.
favorite poem,
Dyer's
Dakota.
middle
Poem?
tower is
Yeah,
under
can you
attack.
recite it for us?
Piggly wiggly, bird bath pie, cat hips, fish lips, poke you in the eye. That's all I got.
Nice.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Pretty good. I'll
yeah.
take it. Yeah. Is that an original?
No, I remember reading it in a book as I was a kid, and I never forgot it.
All right.
You asked for a poem, I pulled one out of
Hey,
the
not
deepest
bad.
part of my
Yeah,
ass. So
dude, that's really.
hit me with your favorite poem.
Radiant
I like Shel
scanning.
Silverstein a lot.
Okay.
So there's this
Dyer's
one
bottom tower
I
is
always
under
remember
attack.
called, like, for the same reason, because he had a book called Where the Sidewalk Ends, and my grandma would read to me when I was super little.
Yes.
And there's one that goes, it's I think she had blue skin and so did he. He kept it hid and so did she. They searched for blue their whole life through, then passed right by and never knew.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty nice too.
Right.
Just trying to snap some shit here for you.
He's got a couple others that are nice.
I had a Shel Silverstein book growing up. I had The Falling Up. It's one of his other books
Yeah.
that he wrote.
I
know
like
what
that
It was a
because
good
it's supposed to be the falling down,
Yeah.
but he had a new approach with that one.
Yeah,
Said,
he thought outside of the box on that one.
I like it. So is that the first question you asked on Tinder dates?
What's your favorite
Dyer's
poem?
middle tower
What do you mean
is under
Tinder dates? Who
attack.
uses? What are you talking about Tinder?
That'd be a good opener.
I don't know.
What's Tinder?
I haven't dated in eons, so I assume that's what Tinder's used for these days,
No.
right?
I think that those sort of
I think Tinder's just for bumping uglies.
I
How do you
think
date today?
the
You're not
secret-
going to bars like that, are you?
Coffee meets bagel. That's the dating app.
Oh, that's right.
The secret to new conversation with strangers is not to ask questions, but to more like just sort of let a conversation happen. You just comment on things and see what happens. It's kind of boring to do Q&A. Like, you don't want to be a jobber. You're trying to
That's
flirt.
true.
You're trying to make some moves. Trying to mac.
All right.
That's where I've been going
That's
wrong.
where you'll find out about someone right away. Oh, this person's quite judgmental.
I think most of my dates just turned into job interviews. I think you're right.
Radiant's middle
All
tower
right,
is
strong
under
moves in. We
attack.
see Madara going to get finished off as Illidan cleans house and grabs another double kill now. Success
Dyer's
moving
top
forward from
tower
Happy
is
Guys.
under
They know they got to
attack.
keep
Dyer's
advancing
bottom
this game
tower
forward.
has
Tier
fallen.
1 should be down already.
Radiant's
They're trying to
middle
catch up
tower
on that
is under
quota
attack.
now and pressuring
I-
towards these tier 2s.
I think that the
Dyer's
goal
bottom
you're trying, and it's the
tower
same
is
with
under
meeting
attack.
friends, right? You're trying to figure out like the whys of a
Dyer's
person.
structures
You'll know
are
the
fortified.
whats and the wheres and the whens naturally. You don't need to know like what they do and basic details about their families, blah blah blah. You figure out like what makes them tick, like what's their relationship like with their family.
Dyer's
You know,
bottom tower
not
is
oh
under
you have
attack.
4 brothers, cool. Like that's boring. Like which one's your favorite? Why is he your favorite?
That's fair,
Yeah. And then the most important,
Dyer's bottom
what's your favorite
tower has
sandwich?
fallen.
That's a question you should ask.
right?
And how do you feel about mayo?
I like questions about that. It throws them off a bit, makes them think. It shows that you're
What
kind
do you mean,
of
who's them?
you're the people, just them, whoever you're
Oh.
socializing with. I mean, if you're on a date and you're like, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones.
Is dating even a thing? Like, what is a date? Isn't dating just like going to a bar and saying hi?
I guess.
You know the worst date is
No,
going
that's
to the
flirting.
movies. Why would you ever go to a movie with someone?
Well, you can't talk.
That's a bad idea.
That
yeah,
just
you're just
that's what I
watching a
mean.
movie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that's a bad idea. Going to
It's-
movies
it's like a
is
third date.
classic date thing, but it's.
I don't think it's ever a date. Why would you want to? Why not go to an apartment and be in your house and
Oh,
watch
yeah,
a movie?
Yeah,
so you can
that's-
talk.
That's true. Yeah.
It's
But
cheaper
it's just going
too.
to the movie. Well, people didn't have those options back in the day. It was going to the movies was essentially how you went and watched something together.
Well, and also, it's like first or second date. You want to bring a stranger into your house. It's a little.
That's true too.
Hey,
Why
you want to come
not?
sit on my couch? I don't
Hey.
even know you. It's a little. Sometimes you meet in public the first couple times. Make sure you get a read on the other person before you share the address.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about day number 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, good snipe here from Vega. They catch the Bane on the high
Right on the
ground,
board.
trying to secure a Roche here, but Boogie on the high ground himself. They force out the buyback, and now Vega have to know something's fishy. Happy Guys are trying to intrude,
Dyer's middle tower
and
has
it's enough
fallen.
to force Vega back. So now their dragon form is going to be stalled out a bit.
Get a free tower out of it. Still a lot of HP on Roche.
Well, now this is just awkward.
How much time on DK form? Still about half? Nope. Running low.
I mean, they did have to spend a buyback, so Vega just have to keep tabs in the area. Can Happy Guys take it themselves? They could if there was enough space, but just kind of keeping each other in check. The old standoff.
I guess it feels less risky if you know DK ult isn't available. They do kill it pretty fast with the Drow and the Wisp.
And I think
They want it.
they want to get a pick first. And they're going to go for it. There's a lead in. There's Coil. Nice catch on 2. Follow-up silence also there.
Breaking the
On the 3. They snap down the Tusk. Turning back, looking to fight it out. The DK trying to retreat out, but here comes this right clicks, hiding to the low ground. And they finally get the Wisp, but the Epi burrow forward coming out from Mr. Boogie.
Boogie.
He's going to slash him on up. That's what we've been waiting for.
I think Madara had the right idea to try to focus the Wisp, but it just pulled him out of the fight. Aframush did a great job staying on the edge.
Well, he's got caught napping. I mean, a double stun by Sand King open, double coil. DK runs out of it. It's just very questionable play by Vega. Happy Guy's really doing better than I expected. I think they've been improving their synergy as time's gone on. Is this a new squad?
This is that one new player, Stormstormer, to sub out.
Radically different lineups in each of the 3 games we've seen them play thus far as well.
Might be a feeler kind of event for them to try some new things out. Here, a follow-up skirmish in the back end of a stampede. They slash on down, get the hit on the Sand King, immediate buyback. DK's going to return now. And, yep, that Roche does fall. Illidan's going to pick up. Boogie!
Wow. Again, right
Boogie.
after the buyback. Easy
double
layup
stun.
for Illidan, and a tombstone on top of it. Big-time gains.
This game is looking real good for Vega. The concern about the lineup was that when you last pick DK and he falls behind like this, he just doesn't do anything on the map. He doesn't farm very quickly.
Yeah.
He's no longer a threat for anyone. And all of a sudden, when you play these tanky heroes that are no longer high survivability, now what?
Exactly. He's so momentum-based. Madara with a TP out. He's going to be able to make it.
What the
DK, though,
hell?
he's going to get left behind. Another easy kill for HG.
All right, this one might be in the books, folks. The other concern with the draft is it's all on Morph to do the damage, but he just doesn't have the gold yet to actually
Radiant
turn
structures are
his
fortified.
hero into a threat. And you got a DK Centaur, Tusk, like they use their spells, then
Dire's
what?
middle
If no
tower
one
is
survives,
under
you have a
attack.
Wisp, a Bane, like all the survivability. Puck's elusive. You have Aegis now.
We're still a long ways from this Morphling really coming online and doing damage. Like, he's going to get BKB next item, and I don't think Manta BKB is the wrong choice, but it's definitely
Dire's
not
middle tower
scary. It's
has
itemizing to survive,
And-
not
and
to kill.
He went Sanj first item on DK. I've never seen that before, and hopefully not again.
Seemed like he wanted to go S and Y, but
Yeah.
then realized it was a mistake, so tried to go back for something else, but
And now he's just very fat. 2 braces and a Sage. Like, yeah, it takes a lot of arrows to go down, but he'll still just go down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, jump from Madara to try to make it away and escape, but the chase is on, and the chase is off.
puck on puck action.
Radiant's
Was that the
bottom
right
tower
direction to
is
go?
under attack.
Well, they do manage to catch a little wispy poo in the top lane. And now a 5K net worth advantage coming the way of Happy Guys here.
What
Trying to
does
secure the first
Sanj
win.
give you now? Because it doesn't maim anymore, right? So it just gives you status resistance. Is that it? Yeah.
If he goes Halberd, I don't mind it, right? But
Right.
I just don't get Sanj into Shadowblade.
Yeah.
Blink on Centaur finally. That took a while. I blame the Crimson Guard rush though. It was just too early. That item is way more effective post like Drow Manta. I think it'd be way more effective if he had just gone like that double bracer into Blink that we've seen in the past. Then you go back. Maybe you can keep the Buckler, but you go back for the Vanguard Crimson.
Yeah.
It just whenever you go these items that purely offer survivability, like if the other team just farms, you're losing now because they're just gonna. It's like investing in your future, right?
It's like I want to prepare to survive for a fight,
That,
but not like do anything with it. It's just like I'm gonna prepare for the fight that's to come. If it eventually comes, all right, we're still farming.
Yep.
It's getting scary now.
It's like you're trying to hedge your bets against them fighting.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There are certain games where getting Vanguard first on a carry can be good if the other team is just like running at you in the lane. But if you get it and then they stop fighting, yeah, being a
It's also because the Drow lineup, like you want to get on in their face, right?
All right.
They're really susceptible to reach.
I think I have
and you have no initiation at all.
yeah.
I think I have a poem from chat.
Oh,
She had blue skin, and so did he.
That-
Is that what you read?
yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I actually recognized it now as I was about to read it. Someone just wanted to transcribe your
All
poem.
the poems.
Sorry, okay, someone was apparently doing the right thing and transcribing the poem for you to chat, I guess. I was ready to read a poem from chat, though, and
Oh.
Boogie's ready to beat some ass as he jumps right in.
It's a big
But
setup
it's
down
a good
bottom.
setup. And as they do disperse, though, there's not quite enough damage to go for the finish here, and Vega could win this one in later rounds if possible. Illidan on the run back. They're going to get the uppercut, and now that's going to be the Aegis pop.
Boogie's in. They're going to try to continue fighting. Drow stunned up immediately. Great setup by the DK into the stun from Kezu. This Drow's in a lot of trouble, but Boogie, he's there with an epicenter, and the turn gets set up. Kezu goes down first, feeds grip, sets it up for Drow to lay into the DK, and what looked like such a great fight for Vega gets completely turned around.
There's another really good Shel Silverstein one that I want to memorize, but like forgot over time. It goes Sandra's seen a leprechaun, Eddie touched a troll, Lori danced with witches once, Charlie found some goblins' gold. Donald heard a mermaid sing, Susie spied an elf, but all the magic I have known, I've had to make myself.
So what is that?
Good.
A story about someone who creates their own imagination? And
Yeah, it's for kids and
It's
stuff.
Winnie
about
the
being
Pooh, essentially.
imaginative.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's
cute.
more anything is possible. You know, people always doubt you, but you know, if you work hard, maybe you won't be a failure.
If you work hard, maybe you'll be like this Puck and get on a team and, well,
Yeah.
win a couple of Dota games there.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
That's the
9K
moral.
advantage. High ground sieging potential. This is what you want to be doing with your Drow people. And the rack should fall here. Vega, though, not looking to
Good
throw in the towel
positioning,
yet.
too. They got the star formation ready. The
Split.
fight box.
Jump
Oh.
in for the one target. Follow
This
uppercut.
takes
It's
no
a hard
damage.
commitment, though, just to go for the Sand King, who's still not finished.
That Crimson
Now-
Guard, though, saved the Barracks. Now they turn on to Afromoosh.
Okay,
They should
okay.
fight. They can definitely fight this.
Vega trying to hold the line here.
Deep snowball.
Take some advantage on the way. No one able to get that finish.
Morphling's in a lot of trouble. Nice stun, sets it up, and this high ground defense is soon to fall apart.
Dude, look how fast they're attacking.
Oh!
It's just too much damage here, boys.
Well, the effort made from Vega on that one to try to hold. Not going to be good enough. Buyback's all they got. Everyone else, no buyback available. This is all just Morphling here.
This is
That Crimson Guard did a lot to repel that push.
Yeah,
though.
it did.
That Barracks survived for a really long time.
Dire's bottom
It's a
barracks.
sick
It's
item.
because Drow doesn't give damage anymore, right? So it's just
Yeah.
attack speed. So Crimson's actually super value.
Yeah.
Wisp is back, and that means they could do a quick, swift takedown of the second set of racks here in the mid lane.
Yep.
Dire's middle barracks. has
Vega
fallen.
holding out, though. They feel like
Dire's
that there's
middle
still some
barracks
potential in
has
this game, or at least something to learn, something to continue to play from.
I love the Drow pick. I feel like any other hero, and I don't know if this game's winnable, but the moment you have Puck, you need the Drow or the Luna. One gets banned, take the other, no worries.
It's great 5-man, able to break the high ground. One of the big concerns I had seeing the first 4 of this draft.
Take that.
Agree. Good last pick. This Morphling, Morphling still has that really scary late game potential, but he is really slow. He needs a lot of items to really hit that critical mass.
Yeah, you need like he needs BKB Manta and then the damage item or 2.
Yeah.
And then you're really scary, but he has to go BKB because otherwise he just feeds to silences and stuns. So
Are there any games like
Now
is
what?
Shotgun Morphling ever? Is that ever viable now, or is that build just something of the past?
I think it is. You just don't see it ever. I mean, Ame will still pick it up most of the time.
Okay. I guess like
What's,
situational. If you can get pickoffs, then it's all right. It's just very all in on those
Yeah.
pickoffs.
What's up,
I was
Dakota?
going to say, what's dead is the old
Dire's top
support
tower is
Morphling
under
now,
attack.
though.
Oh,
Remember
the
old
stun,
stunner?
or like the old ice Morphling off lane.
More
You
of
think
the-
that there'd be a little more utility to pull it
Dire's
out
top
now that you have the
shrine
new
is under
morph to
attack.
work with and potentially like a team morph capability there too?
Yeah.
But
What
yeah,
about the
it's
Animorphs?
So niche.
You remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't read that
Animorphs.
book,
Neither did I.
but the
But-
covers were iconic.
Yeah, they were.
I remember watching the TV
Dire's
series.
top tower is
Pretty
under
entertaining.
attack.
I felt bad. There was this one dude like turned into a
Dire's
bug.
top
Like there's
tower
other
has
guys, you know, a
fallen.
cheetah. Some guy's a lion or a bear. and
Well, the
then
one
it's
guy
like,
gets
I'm a
stuck
beetle.
because if you morph for too long without morphing back into human, you stay like that. One Tobias was his name. He got turned into a bird. He was
Oh.
an
Bird
eagle.
forever?
What kind
Yeah,
of a bird?
An eagle, I think.
Wow.
Or a
What,
hawk,
what about
a
his
hawk.
family?
He just disappeared. His mom was like, I don't know where Tobias went. I guess he ran away.
That's just how
quite
it ends?
Bummer.
sad. That's
Just
sad.
ends as a bird? Like,
Well,
peace
I
out,
mean,
Tobias?
I didn't see the series finale, but yeah, at the end of season 1, Tobias is still flying around like a fucking pigeon.
That's a shame.
It really is. He shouldn't have stayed morphed for so long.
Rest
I mean,
in peace, Tobias. and
They
your
warned
family.
him. What an
Now,
idiot.
now a pigeon.
Damn pigeon.
Would you eat pigeon?
Would you eat Tobias? This sweet, tender Tobias meat.
All right. Well, Vega, like I said before, maybe feeling like they could learn something from this, trying to maybe see if they could salve something out of this game. There are opportunities there that they could take advantage of if mistakes are to be made, and now they smoke up to see if they can find a unique approach.
You know, a good book though, The Giver. That's a classic.
That is a good book.
The movie adaptions have never been good, but or adoptions rather.
The Gimmer?
Yeah.
The Giver.
Oh, the Giver.
The Giver. Like I'm
Dire
giving it to
are
you.
scanning.
The Giver.
Radiant
Was he
are
given?
scanning.
He's giving memories, dude.
Oh.
You never read that
Don't
book?
spoil it for people. It's a really good book.
Yeah.
And it's got a pretty decent, like, reveal.
It
so.
has like very, very cool literary devices.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. Like Choose Your Own Adventure, is that a literary device that was awesomely utilized in the past?
I mean, yes, but not in
Wait,
The
hold on,
Giver.
hold on. Well,
Oh,
here's
damn.
the adventure
Or
that
pop-up
Vega's
book?
choosing.
That's a
They're gonna-
literary device, right? Pop-up book?
Talking more about like foreshadowing and that kind
Oh,
of
yeah. Okay, sure.
alliteration.
Do they have an audio book version of it?
Probably by now. I think that
I-
one came out a couple hundred years ago.
I really like what Happy Guys did there. They just camped the high ground, knowing that you can't really smoke into them. Lanes are going to shove, wait for Roche, and then go third racks. It's really, this is the kind of play we're looking for, right? This is team stuff.
This shows you have a plan.
Yes. Like, at this point, you've won the game. Just don't lose it. Make sure that you stay disciplined. Don't make any really dumb errors. It's a shame Roche spawns just as they leave it, but Cinderin, my man.
What if I look again? Oh, yes.
Oh.
Interesting.
I knew I was an oracle.
Let's go. All right, everyone to the Roche pit. Now, Vega, I assume it's mandatory for them to make something out of this here, and they are looking to
They're
do
gonna
so.
try.
This saw
Get there
made.
now. Final fight. Let's
Boogie.
go.
Look
Smokes
at
pop.
Boogie.
Time to make it happen. And they all got
Oh.
coiled. Oh, no.
That's an Ag's coil, too.
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Boogie with the
Oh,
epi.
no.
It's the perfect setup. Vega have lost 2, soon
Tap
to be
it.
3, and they get obliterated.
Oh!
It's GG.
What a play! And that's
Oh,
why,
okay.
if you make the game simple, the other team needs to respond, but it's so predictable. You read them like a book. Like, not The Giver. Like Hank the Cowdog. Remember that
Dude.
series? How about
This
the
was
Berenstain
Animal
Bears?
Farm, man.
Berenstain Bears?
Berenstain Bears. That's how
Hell
easy
yeah.
that story was for Happy Guys to read. And you know what they did with flying colors? Their kids are happy. They're tucked in. They're going to go get a glass of wine with their loved ones and relax, wait for game 2.
Aghanim's 4-hero coil to end the game
With
for
Arcane Room.
Stormstormer.
I mean, you had to know in that position, it's like, Vega are going to come. If they wanted to survive this game, they're going to come.
Yep.
And Stormstorm was in the right position to intercept.
I'd love to break this game down further, but as our food has just arrived.
Let's just get to the break and get to the food that much faster, right? All right, fair enough. So without further ado, we are going to be coming back for game number 2 of this Best of 2 series. That's right, folks. It's not the Summit. Look at this. Look at this crap. It's not the Summit.
You wrote the not really
It's
tiny back
not
there.
Dota Summit. It's just a nice
No,
little online
It's
adventure.
just a fun tournament.
It's just a fun
True.
tournament. So, guys,
Get
off
who
your
are
high
those
horse.
guys. Get the hell off the
who are those
screen.
people?
Hey, Kevin's here.
What's up, Kevin? Shouts to Kevin,
Nice.
Scott, and David helping us out on the production end of things. We are going to get some food when we come back. It's game 2 of Happy Guys versus Vega Squadron.